Speaking of, Bill,
yes.
Speaking of our men being in the tissues,
yeah.
You know I'm not a newspaper reader,
No.
so I get told second and third hand about what happens in the newspapers. I understand our great friend here's a photo was in today's paper.
In the small one or the big one?
Linked, I'm not sure which one, linked.
Well, it was in the big one, Bill, but in the little part of it, the sports section.
Linked with another network, Bill.
Oh, did they get it right? Because there's a couple of teams that they picked in the Age.
Oh.
Something going on there, Gaz. You must look into that.
So you heading off from the dots and over to Channel 7 to do a bit of work there?
No comment.
Oh. Gaz, what's going on? Because they're looking
You and I are together, you know that. Always have been.
Package deal.
Package deal. You know that.
Look at Bill.
His eyes just lit up.
Gee, that'd be good. We'd take on the footy show.
Did you reckon, though, Josh, just the way it was put in the paper, look, had the sort of scent of it being put up, sort of offered as an angle? The headshot of Gary Lyon in that article about who's going to move.
Oh, look,
it was predominantly about Channel 10 not doing football.
The thing you need to understand is when people's names are put up like this, a lot of the time, the people whose names have been put up have been the ones actually putting it out there.
Absolutely.
Because they have contacts and they let little Chinese whispers flit around, and I have no doubt the Wolf would be shopping himself around. Because, as we all know, the Wolf's loyalty extends about as far as the Aussie dollar does. And the bigger the dollar, the more loyal the Wolf is, can I tell you right now?
That's how a Wolf operates.
Correct. And if he needs to cut his pack loose, he will.
And if you have to eat one of your own, you do
Bill,
it.
that's you, Bill.
Yeah, no, I'm happy to go with the Wolf. Where are we going?
No, you just got eaten, mate. Cut loose.
Oh, he's right for a year. It's interesting that they're all looking for a new home, the Channel 10 boys, which is a sad case. They're losing work.
Zach Dawson doesn't think so, Damo.
What happened there, Damo?
Didn't think so. He had a massive crack at Robert Walls, didn't he, on Twitter last night after it was announced formally that Channel 10 had lost the rights. And, came out with a tweet that said this, Channel 10 not showing the footy next year, ! Finally, Robert Sourpuss Walls is out of a job, thank God. Karma is a...
Bitch, baby.
Biatch.
So, yeah.
And what happened today? Was there a
Tony Shaw didn't take kindly to Zach's having that as an opinion, and he felt
who's
that...
Tony work for?
Tony works for 3AW.
Who's Wolsey work for?
3AW.
Right.
And Tony felt that Robert Walls should be judged on what he did as a player, Gary. So
It's got nothing to do with him as a player, as a commentator.
What he has been saying about Zach
I'm
for a
a
number of years.
fan of Robert Walls.
Yep.
But that's about him as a commentator, not as a player.
People who know Zach feel he's been... Well, Zach certainly feels that Robert Walls has regularly, for whatever reason, smashed him when he's been commenting.
Well, we've all been smashed, I suppose, at some stage or another, but he's commenting on his commentating, not his playing, is he not?
Exactly. Well, I would have thought.
Hey, is there a time the clubs have got to talk to the players about twittering? Or tweeting?
It is becoming a big issue, isn't it? And we
Swan.
saw Dane Swan get... well, we don't know if he's getting sanctioned yet because the AFL was sitting back to watch what Collingwood did in terms of him complaining about getting drug tested early morning. So the players, for whatever reason, have stumbled upon Twitter as what they consider to be an unsanctionable media network, and it's not.
Outlet,
and it's not.
Well, go and ask the Melbourne boys, mate. They got
Correct.
They've got writing out checks left,
But
right, and centre.
the players don't get it because they're still doing it, guys.
Well, they should just get slapped with another fine.
But would you do it at Hawthorn? Say,
What's
look,
that?
They don't let them have phones, Bill.
when they do have their phones, not on the weekends, would you sit down and talk to the players and say, look, no more tweets?
I don't know if they've had that discussion or not.
Will you
Couldn't
do
tell
it
you.
as a footy director?
Yeah.
Will you go?
I don't know what Twitter is.
Well, maybe you should start to understand it.
You know how it
It's an
works,
important
Jason. You
part of the footy
don't
network.
fob off the question just
Yeah.
because by saying you don't know what it is. You know how it works.
It's not my call to make, Damo, please.
Well, you're in charge of
You're in
football.
charge of everything football.
That is a reasonable point, Chief.
It's not. I have nothing to do with the day-to-day runnings of the footy club, you tool.
Just-
I don't think it's
Front
that big
page.
a deal, though, Bill. In honesty,
Well, it
there's
can be.
It can be, but you just got to be smart about
But
it.
they've got to send out apologies, and mate, poor old Dane Swanee, I know he's having a bit of fun, and then what's happened now with Zach?
What they get told, Bill, is to consider whatever they send out as a tweet to be on the back page of the Herald Sun. If you use that logic if you use that logic every single time before you hit the send button, you're going to be fine.
But you don't sometimes because it's there. You might have had a couple of
Well, you need to. Yeah.
beers. It's just accessible.